so much, everybody, for joining. We have a couple of team members on the call. We have Richard and Herbal, who are two of the co-founders of Huma, and I'm Zane. I do the marketing over here. And then we have Michael, otherwise known as Sprinky, who is joining us as well, and he's a founding engineer over at Huma. So I'll give over to Herbal to tell you more about what we'll cover in the call, and take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for making it. Our Discord grew from, I think, 2,000 people to over almost close to 40,000 now in just a matter of a few weeks. And we were at ETHDenver, busy with launching our public beta with so much interest, and you were busy testing the protocol and testing the Huma invoice factoring and credit line solutions on testnet. And I'm so glad and appreciative of every one of you who did that successfully and gave us great feedback. As you know, we were also dealing with some DDoS attacks, which apparently comes with success, while also helping some of the people on the ground at ETHDenver building amazing projects on the Huma protocol, who are in the audience today as well, and we will invite them soon to talk about what they have built on Huma. I guess we don't have the slides anymore. I don't see them, but Huma in a nutshell is the income-backed lending protocol for businesses and people around the world. We focus on solving the problems of the 99%, and we focus on especially closing the credit needs and credit gap in the emerging markets. And if you look at the team slide, you will see that a lot of the people you interact with on Discord, including some of us on the stage right now and some of our amazing moderators. You also know them by their Discord names, Rufa, Black Cat, Kombia, Eddie, PG, and Shishingang. And those are also in the audience today, and they have been super heroes, basically trying to get everybody successfully through their testing. We have also a few things we want to share today. One of them is basically what happened at ETHDenver. So as you know, we launched at ETHDenver our public beta. We had an incredible hacker house with more than 20 developers at the hacker house, and we had more than 20 teams building with us at ETHDenver. Some of those pictures might be shared by Zane momentarily, or some of them are on our Twitter. You can go and check it out. But we're also excited about introducing you to some of the teams that has built great credit solutions in emerging markets. The first one of them is crypto credit. Maybe we can invite crypto credit to the stage and talk about it as first thing, what they have built and what they're continuing to build for the people who are living in cash ecosystem. So is the crypto credit team here? If so, can we get them on the stage? Nice.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Giorgio.
Okay.
Nice,
Hello.
nice.
Hello.
Bob,
Cool,
Matt,
cool.
I like the name.
Excellent. Okay, so I can start off by talking a little bit about crypto credit. So yeah, like
Are
Herbal
people
was
familiar
saying.
with the NFT collection?
Oh, which one?
Cipher
Can you hear
Mark
me?
is.
Oh yeah,
Cool
the
one.
one of my favorite PFP projects. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Anybody else joining us?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think maybe Elo might jump on as well. I'm not 100% sure. But
And Mo, can you hear us?
Herbal, you are talking over other. You probably are not able more. I'm able to
Okay.
hear him.
Okay, I'm not able to hear
Okay.
any of them, so I'll let you take it over, Richard.
okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, maybe I can start talking a little bit about crypto credit. I mean, so when we first saw the presentation at Huma at the Hacker Convention Center, we definitely connected with the vision of getting lending and getting credit available to the remaining 99% of the world. that doesn't have access to crypto, that isn't part of this, in group of crypto enthusiasts that, crypto natives that are all super excited about it. But because essentially the vast majority of the population on the planet does not use crypto on a daily basis. So we wanted to get credit available to people who were were strong workers that had a source of income, that were diligently plugging away in places like South Africa, South America or Africa, that could be diligent and building their credit and improving their income. We wanted to focus on people like that, which I felt like was very aligned with the human vision. So essentially what crypto credit does is it makes it so we can get off-chain transactions like cash transactions that are happening, throughout the world on a daily basis, and get those transactions onto some type of blockchain. So it could be visible, and it could also be used in tandem with Huma Finance by either generating a credit line for these people who have proven that they are income producing people, or allowing vendors to factorize their invoices that they've generated for other people. So of course, the first step is to get people onto the system, and that's where they would interact with our platform, Crypto Credit, where it's essentially an invoicing system that two counterparties can work together to generate an invoice, provide goods and services, generate an invoice, and then hand it off to somebody else electronically, and then register that they paid it. That's essentially what it is in a nutshell. Now, obviously, cash transactions are somewhat difficult to monitor. There's a lot of limitations with those, but we also built a validator system where people can validate that, essentially people who represent our platform can go and validate these transactions. Of course, they have to stake a certain amount of money to be able to do that. We started off with 10x. We're thinking maybe 100x. But they have to stake some capital to be able to do these transactions. But once they've done that, they can get onto they can basically register these cash transactions on chain. And then of course they get all the benefits of plugging into Huma's liquidity pools, getting credit for various other reasons, for other purposes. And we've continued to work on the project after the hackathon. We're developing a white paper. We're going through all the scenarios that would be relevant to those scenarios, and working through all the process of also fine tuning our app. That's basically it.
So awesome. I'm so glad. I think like what we said last year, we joined ETHDenver and did well in the DeFi track. Then we continued to build on it. This year we went back as a sponsor, and I know Superfluid was super excited to see our success. And we really, I want to say, I was so impressed by you guys. You guys stayed until 3 a.m. in the hacker house. Was so impressive, and really, your results getting to final 18 was well deserved. So happy, super thrilled to hear you guys continue to build it, and we'll continue to be here to support you.
Absolutely. Well, we would very much appreciate that, and we know that basically Huma is integral in our solution. We really need to have access to those liquidity pools because that's really the major incentive to get people to actually register their transactions. Like, why would they do that if not to get additional credit to build businesses, things like that? So we definitely want to continue our partnership with you guys.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And yeah, if you have questions for the Crypto Credit team, feel free to ask them in the chat, and they're happy to answer as well. We're so excited about what they have built and continue to build, providing this kind of services to cash ecosystems around the world. And now next we have the ZK Joy team. Joining us is ZK Joy team here. Please, come on the stage. And they have built some incredible technology, if you're familiar with account abstraction, these smart contract wallets like you have available through Gnosis Safe and you have available on ZK Sync and other new age layer 2 platforms. Account abstraction wallets make it much easier for people to onboard the Web3 ecosystems, and they create smarter wallets than the ones that we use right now. And we have a few members of the team, including Igor, in the audience, and we're so excited to hear from them how they have built an account abstraction wallet with built-in credit lines. Hey, Igor.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah, so first of all, actually, massive thanks to the entire Huma team for having us at the Hacker House at the ETHDenver. We had an absolute blast hacking around with the team and building on top of Huma protocol. And of course, congrats to Crypto Credit. Well done, guys. We've seen you working very hard there, actually, and you deserve the win on the main stage. I'm looking forward, actually, to seeing the project development. So what we built, actually, with our team is as an account abstraction credit wallet. So I think maybe you can start with the problem first. So like at the moment, it's difficult for Web3 companies and individuals as well, actually, to receive funding and loans for growth against their own and off-chain data and revenue. And for the space to grow, efficient funding is generally key. And traditional financial institutions, we know, actually, now they're closing accounts and payment rails, actually, back on the SVB and Silvergate issues, actually do not have the know-how and in infrastructure, actually, to serve those type of customers. And the type of customers that we're looking at are more and more content creators on Web3 who are receiving on-chain income, Web3 companies selling to Web2 and Web3 companies. There's more and more gaming firms as well, actually, indie firms as well who are building up games and receiving revenue. And then if they want to grow, actually, they cannot get loans. As consumers and people receiving payroll on-chain, it would be great for them to receive credit against that payroll. Science companies and B2B, I mean, there's an endless list of customers. And also what we found basically is that the current wallets work as broken debit cards, basically. So this is the general problem space. And what we built is an account abstraction multi-sig wallet on ZK Sync using Huma protocol. We connected to the signal adapters where we use signals from Circle. So this will be bank payments from Stripe. Some companies connect their Stripe account to receive to connect to the revenue data that they have actually in a Web2 world. To request finance as well. There's accounts receivables and invoices that we can use as a signal to underwrite against. And also credit scoring from Spectral. As an on-chain credit scoring agency, we can connect to FICO scores and other credit scoring agencies in Web3, and then utilize all those signals to then underwrite a loan and provide a loan to those companies. So the wallet and the loans need to be co-signed by a guarantor. So in case of a default, if the company or entity does not pay the loan that they received, late payments happen, the wallet's ownership with invoices and revenue paid to this wallet can be transferred to the custodian until the loan is paid back. So it provides some sort of security layer as well to make sure that people are paying back their loans. And then when the loan is paid back, then the user can actually receive the ownership back. So from the flow perspective on a high level basis, is that there are on and off-chain signals that are fed to the Huma protocol. The risk assessment happens and credit underwriting happens. The user can draw down directly from the pool and then pay the end user. We connect with ZK Bob actually to send transfers in a privacy-preserving manner. Let's say the business does not want to expose who the vendor is because it's a sensitive business relationship that they developed. So we provided a layer actually to obfuscate and hide some of the end user details. So we've had a lot of fun actually building this project. There's a lot of challenges there. So I don't know if my team is on this actually, but we'll probably be looking at to keep continuing building this. The opportunity in the space is immense, and we're actually looking forward to working with the Huma on this as well, actually, because the infrastructure that the team built actually is very fitting for our use case. So that's it. That's about us, and thanks again to the team. And then I guess if there are any questions, actually happy to answer those later on.
I love it. And Zane is commenting with a kangaroo emoji. This is a joke for the ones who were at the Hacker House at ETHDenver. the team wanted to first have their logo as a kangaroo. I guess it's still a kangaroo. ZK Joy. It's kind of a kangaroo wallet where you have this kind of basket that you can carry things with you, and you can think about what they have built is this basket of opportunities you can carry within your wallet. So, and one of them can be the credit line. So impressive what you guys have built, Igor. I'm not sure if some of the team members are here, but we're so excited to be partnering with you and continue to see you build this amazing wallet experience and turn those broken debit card like experiences to flawless and frictionless credit card like experiences for everybody who wants to access the Web3 ecosystem. So it's so encouraging to see projects like this coming alive. Like, even a year ago we couldn't imagine a experience like this, but now we know it's possible.
Yeah, honestly, amazing. We mentioned this demo to Argent. Argent right now just dropped a note this morning to say, please introduce us to ZKJOI team.
Yeah, and as Argent is the creator of this ecosystem, creator of the smart contract ecosystem, and they are one of the first, and they've been so impressed, and they want to meet with you and your whole team.
That's fantastic. And shout out to Akram, Mehdi, and Mohak, actually, our team members. I'm not sure if they are actually joining here, but fantastic team, very hardworking, very smart guys. I had a lot of fun working with them, and a lot of credit goes to for the success of the project actually goes to them. So wanted to thank them too.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you have questions for the ZK Joy team or the Crypto Credit team, you can ask those questions in the chat, and they're happy to answer. Yeah. They are here during the chat, and maybe we can look at what's coming next. Why don't we start with Zane, some of the exciting stuff that you and the moderator team has been preparing for the community, and then we can talk about what's next for the protocol and the DApp.
Yeah, so we have some mods on the server as well who you've probably interacted with. They help out so much, and we're really looking for ways to work with the community more to help build this server out that we've created and build the community out as well. And what we really want to do is launch a couple of bounties in the future, which will be about content creation, create stickers for the server, or any ideas that you have that you want to share. So we'll announce more soon about the bounty program that we want to create, but it'll have a focus around content creation and sticker creation and meme creation for the community. So be prepared to see a lot more about that. And then also we'll expand the humanoid NFT campaign further, and excited to share more about that as well. And just see how that humanoid universe further expands into like a more broader story.
Yes, so DeFi for 99%, we created this community and we called it humanity because that's what we aim to serve from the beginning. And we know a lot of you are interested in this mission and this movement that we have created. And this movement is now 40,000 people strong, and we will not stop. We will not stop until we reach every single person who wants to be part of this movement and this mission to bring DeFi, to bring access to fair, affordable, transparent financial services to the 99%, to every business and person around the world. And for that, we ask for your contributions in terms of ideas, in terms of feedback. As Zana mentioned, if you want to create stickers for the Discord server, that's great. We can have fun with that. I know a lot of you have thoughts and a lot of you actually have great ideas. If you want to create content pieces together, we will have also bounties and rewards for those. So apart from that, we're also working with all these partners, right? That the partners that we have been working with at ETHDenver, but also the partners, fintechs in emerging markets and other on-chain payment and invoicing solutions to be able to launch all of those services live as soon as possible. One of the upcoming services is going to be on Superfluid, so you will be able to access up to 30 days in advance over Polygon initially, and the other chains as well. You will be able to utilize that very soon. We're also launching the production version of the integration with Request Network and Request Finance. And if any of you are actually getting paid in crypto, we have a small survey for you. We have a mini form for you that we would like you to fill in. We would like to understand, who actually wants to utilize this in production, so we can tailor the experience to you, and we can, build the experience the right way. So I guess Zane or Richard, can you share the form that we have, tagging everybody, so that people are able to fill in that. If you get paid, by crypto, even if you use invoicing services right now or you don't, please fill it out and let us know so we can build this in the most informed way possible. We also would like to hear from you, basically, your questions and your feedback, and maybe we can open up to the community Q&A right now.
Then you can probably stay on the QR code so that other people can still continue to scan it. But meanwhile, folks who want to step on stage, raise your hand, please.
If we have a link to the form, please share it in the Discord chat as well.
Yeah. If you guys go to the open the chat for this stage specifically, we dropped a link to an OAT token you can claim just to show that you were part of this community call. So make sure to claim that before the time limit runs out. And then we'll also have let's get the link up in there too.
I see some people are trying to speak.
Yeah. I see quite some folks trying to speak. Raise the hand. When I click invite did not work. The name, maybe you can do that. Or the name, people were asking, post the link to the survey form, might be easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't share. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Michael, because I have the slides open. But yeah, if anybody has a question that they'd like to ask, you can put it just in the chat and we'll read it out loud, or you can request to speak now, and then I'll put you on the stage with whatever you're comfortable with.
Given the link is there, I think we can stop presenting now so that people can more focus on raising hands. Then were you able to see, I see quite a few folks requested to speak.
We sent them invites.
Anymore.
I don't see anything from my side. So maybe Richard, you can.
Yeah, I'm sending invites to them as they pop up. But they still have to join the stage once we invite them, so they might just not be ready to hop on.
Do we have instruction on how they should do it? Because I see quite a few folks.
There should be a button, I think, right on the call. It says join the stage. If anyone's trying to ask a question, you can click that to actually speak.
Yeah, looks like some of you are having a hard time joining the stage. You should be able to do that if we send an invite, but you can also ask.
We can also take questions in the chat. Yeah,
exactly. You can just put it in the chat, and we're more than happy to answer them as well.
Nice. I see people are claiming the oath.
Yeah, that's great.
I got it too.
Giorgio, did you have a question? You can also ask this in the chat as well. I haven't claimed my oath yet. I'll do it right at the end. The oath is only available during the call, so it will end right on the hour. So hopefully I'll catch the last one.
Hey, do we have any questions for the ZK Joey team or the crypto credit team as well?
Someone just asked.
The question, Michael, go ahead.
Is the proof of humanity protocol related to Huma Finance at all?
That's an awesome question. We love that. It's a project that has been born earlier than Huma. There's a name similarity between Humanity, Huma protocol, and Proof of Humanity. Proof of Humanity, for the ones in the audience who doesn't know, is one of the early Sybil-resistant projects that proved that you are a human being and you're able to tie that to a wallet or a DID type of solution. We love it. It's a great solution. I think one of the first Proof of Humanity videos was from Vitalik himself, proving that he's a human being with his wallet. We might actually end up using it as well, in a later project and campaign that we do. But no, the short answer is we're not related. We just like what they do, and I'm sure they like what we do. We have somebody in the audience, I believe, Ekrem, who's built Proof of Innocence to basically prove innocence through zero knowledge for people who have been transacting on Tornado. And he's part of the ZK Joy team. So if you have questions about those type of proofs, feel free to ask Ekrem. Another question coming. Richard, do you want to take that one from Valido?
Yeah, I think Vanita, you have a question. I would suggest the question is, what do you think about applying mix of ZK and MPC protocols? And I suggest you raise your hand to step on stage to elaborate a little bit more about that. And definitely from our perspective, the protocol, a lot of those ones we already have multi-sig coming in. And then from ZK perspective, we're largely looking for especially for the Web2 income, because we're building income as a primitive for the entire thing, and we'll support both Web2 and Web3 income. Today, you see all the launched product are more on the Web3 side. Then we also have from Web2 side the income. We're looking for ZK solutions so that we can understand your income, provide the credit, or allow you to access the capital. But meanwhile, do not do it in a privacy preserving way. So that's definitely where we're looking into. But the exact angle of your question wouldn't really appreciate. You can elaborate a little bit more.
That's right. ZK proof for the Web2 income. Eventually, a lot of these solutions will evolve to bringing data, the most valuable data from different ecosystems, but in the most privacy-preserving way. We know how important it is to us, personally, to achieve that. So we're looking to create solutions through ZK proofs or some other mechanisms as well that will preserve the privacy of the information, and only what we need to prove is going to be proven, which is the income, to enable the credit on chain. Let's see if there are other questions coming in. I definitely see that most of you are having trouble jumping on the stage. Keep trying, but we are happy to take questions on the chat as well. There were some questions in the Discord earlier about our protocol roadmap. So maybe, Richard, you can touch on that a little bit.
Let me say, from roadmap perspective, right now we are actively planning to build a V2 contract. So you think about the V1 contract, we build a very generic form of a lending pool so that people can easily, deploy it and then make some configuration changes, then tailor for their own use cases. Now we have more than 20 teams building in ETHDenver that give us some great validation. We also have 2 other business partners. They are launching with it, real production launching. They are active developing with us. So that will come in soon. In terms of V2 side, we definitely looking for a couple of capabilities. One of the capability is is more like a junior tranche and a senior tranche. So for some of you guys who understand, when you provide a liquidity pool today, what we have is just every liquidity provider shares the same benefit and the same responsibility. But for the larger capital to come in, they care less about the high level return, but they care more about reliable return. That is called senior tranche. So that's really for institution comes in, you got to have that capability. And so we're going to add in that capability in our V2 contract. The other part was that, there are times we'll have excess capital in the pool. And in that case, we don't want to leave the pool idle, the capital idle. We're going to deploy in some other yield generating way. So we're going to do some integration with some other yield pool. So that's on the contract side. Those are the two key capabilities. Obviously, while we're integrating with different partners building on us, they're going to have discover, the protocol is designed well, but there are some shortcomings. So we're going to, listen to the feedback and try to enforce it, enhance it. That's on the contract side. Then on the Signal side, we're going to continue to work with all kinds of income sources. And even in Denver, we had one, payment network was in our hacker house, and they were building it, build a network. And we are also, after Denver, we got 4 or 5 other payment income sources talking to us. They want to integrate with us. So we're going to each quarter probably work 1 or 2 and continue to add more income sources so that we can understand more. And then one of them is really in the hackathon Denver, the folks actually build to connect with Web2 income. And we are very excited about that product. And we're seriously looking into how do we add the capability to it so that we can understand those income, do underwriting for them, but without getting the unnecessary detailed, nuanced information about the user. So we're really excited about that as well.
And Richard touched on this. One way our community has been helping us, and humanity has been helping us, to build this all together, and we can continue to work together on this, is if you see income sources, especially on-chain income source or revenue sources. This can be, payment streams. This can be invoices, Web3 invoice networks, staking income type of solutions, or other types of on-chain income sources that can be utilized to borrow against from the Huma protocol. Please bring those opportunities, to the attention of the community and the core team, so we can go and build integrations with them. Our aim is to cover every single income source on chain. We can't do it for off chain, but our aim is to cover every single income source on chain, every single revenue source on chain. So if you see those, just please bring it to our attention. If we haven't talked to them yet, we will talk to those teams and get the integration started. One more question I see from the audience.
Can I add one more piece to that one? I think everyone on the call, you can potentially contribute to that. What Erbo mentioned, all kinds of income sources. If you are not an engineer, but you know the business connection and you understand what Huma is trying to do and Huma is able to do, and you have good connection with other income sources, make the business connection. That will be very helpful. And particularly, we are looking into the staking side. We're trying to figure out what is the best mechanism, best integration point for staking income. And second one, if you are an engineer or developer, you understand certain income sources, feel free to write an adapter, and we'll have bounties for that. And you will not only get rewarded from bounty and working closely with the core team, but when your adapter is used in the future, I think the community ownership will come in play as well.
Thank you, Richard. And question from Cypher Monk is, will Huma provide seed liquidity for liquidity added to the platform? This is a great question. We are right now literally working on, with our partners, creating a new vehicle that will provide the base liquidity to the protocol. So right now we have some limited capability to do that, but we're working with some existing and some new partners literally right now to enable base liquidity for the whole protocol. So any use case that's launched on Huma protocol will have access to that seed liquidity and that base liquidity. Expect that to come online in the coming months.
Yeah, but to be explicit, yes, we are providing. We already have some money from our balance sheet in the Bootstrap, but we are trying to make that Bootstrap bag much bigger.
Yeah, anybody who wants to launch tomorrow can launch a landing pool tomorrow, and we'll get support from us and our network getting their base liquidity. We're just creating a much bigger one because we have so many exciting projects in the pipeline, and we want to enable all of them. Other questions from the community? We also thought that we could play, some games if our mods are excited about creating some challenges in the community and having some more bots. We're all open to ideas, obviously, from everybody in this audience. What activities you want to do. A huge part of what we do, again, DeFi for 99%, requires also education of everybody in terms of what DeFi is and the solutions, the real world use case and the solutions to them. We need to educate everybody in different ecosystems to understand that this is possible today. This is possible thanks to Huma and its partners, across the board with Circle and Request and Superfluid and others. And some of the projects that you have seen, it's possible today. So we have to educate the whole ecosystem. And we're looking to, work together on creating maybe some quizzes and, as Zane mentioned, doing more content pieces. The more people know about the possibilities of utilizing DeFi for day-to-day use cases for businesses and people around the world, obviously, the more the ecosystem grows and the more people understand the value that we are all creating together.
Cool, awesome. We have a couple of questions. One is from Buja Bonga, and this is more like a broader question. If we have specific project, want to discuss with the team, with the core team, just DM us. And I believe both Erbo and myself open the DM to this server. Just DM us. We also have another question from Cypher Monk. What will be the criteria? I would assume criteria for launching a pool, or it's just an EA that is built by the team. I would say when you launch a pool, obviously you need to have, I would imagine you have 3 pieces. One is what is a particular income source. Second one, you would have your own evaluation agent, which is what you were referring to the EA, for those people who are not familiar with it, which is more like the underwriting engine. Then they will deploy the pool, set up the pool configuration. And in that case, I would suggest if you have any potential idea, just ping us. Then we can discuss. We can give you more guidance about what.
That's great. And we have another great question from Yahuze asking, what is the level of security built on the Huma Finance platform?
Yeah, so let me first take on the technical side. On technical side, we put a lot of emphasis on think about the security. And first of all, obviously the contract has to be audited. Secondly, we actually put a lot of emphasis on how do we limit the power of super users, like the protocol owner or pool owner. We put a lot of thoughts into it, even if their account get compromised. How do you minimize the impact? How do you make sure all the liquidity providers' money is safe? So we introduced the multi-sig for all the super users. And then meanwhile, we also use time lock. Every changes to the protocol or to the pool settings, there will be time lock. So that is a second layer. Third layer is obviously from contract engineering practice perspective. We put a lot of rigors in our operations because nowadays, from contract DeFi or bridge get hacked, many of them is nearly doing from operational side, not necessarily from contract side. And so operational side, we put a lot of rigors. And for a tiny company, everything we have gone through the Terraform process instead of using manual, do those type of changes. Some people were laughing at us for such a small company put such a rigor in place. I think that's necessary because for a DeFi project, security is nearly everything. We would rather move a little bit slower, but without compromise anything on the security side. And from contract perspective, we put a lot of emphasis on testing coverage. So we made sure it's 100% testing coverage. And in addition to that, we're in the process of introduce security bug bounty with Immunify, and hopefully that will go out in a week or so.
That's awesome.
What do you plan to enter the exchange for trading?
Yeah, we right now do not have specific exchanges in mind. So we are very focused on building the first phase of the lending pools, helping them get online, helping them get access to base liquidity. Goal for Huma is not to build a pump and dump kind of project. The goal for Huma is to solve the problems of the 99%, solve the problems of the real business and real people around the world. And we're taking a more long-term perspective, and we're starting with a deep focus on building a full-fledged solution and launching all of these lending pools in our platform this year. So you will see a lot of activity, a lot of real business, a lot of real lending activity happening on the Huma lending pools. And once we have actually created a mature market, after that we will continue discussions with the exchanges. But we're very focused on building a real protocol with real people benefiting from it, and we're targeting the next billion, not necessarily a few thousand people. So that's a huge undertaking, and that's going to be the focus for the next 6 months at least.
Yep. A question from Cypher Monka, good question, is business saw the liquidity in the invoice factoring pool, and we're asking are there any invoices being processed, and what kind of information be available to liquidity providers? I think so far what we have integrated with is more like a request network. Request network itself is a foundational, more like infrastructure used by request finance. So based on that network it has all the fundamental the same capability, but from distribution perspective, it only has a very little distribution. And request finance on the other side is trying to build the interface so that they can expose this invoice factoring capability to all of their users.
Awesome. And any plan of sharing rewards for people with Humanity 2.0 role within the next month? Anybody who got the NFT for the Humanity 2.0 campaign on Galaxy, I expect to hear more from the announcements about what's coming. And there will be tiers in some of the campaigns we will create, and some of those tiers will be only accessible to the original Humanity 2.0 owners. So those will be announced from the Discord channel. Just keep your ears on.
Question about the invoice created by another platform become mingled with the main liquidity pool. I think that right now that would not be, because that invoice for us is more like an income source. When we integrate with one invoice source, we actually do two things. Number one, understand what's your income. Number two, we tokenize it. So that means when we tokenize it, when you borrow from us, the future income stream associated with that invoice is paid back to the pool. So that's the way how we guarantee paying back. If the invoice is created with another platform, and we won't understand, especially we are not able to do the tokenization. For a different invoice platform, let's say Utopian Apps or CoinShift, we would have to do a separate integration. But added to that one, a lot of things we built, we were trying to standardize it so that the future integration will
All right. So maybe that might wrap up the call today. Let's share with people the odd campaign link and the survey link one more time. Again, if you get paid anything in crypto, please fill in the survey form so that we can work together towards the best invoice factoring solution. And please claim your oath also before it closes in about 9 minutes.
And also Airtable, please give us input on if you get paid from any on-chain sources, and give us information so that we would love to learn more from you. It's not only about on request. If you are already doing on request, we want to say what's your desire of using the service. If you're not using on request, just let us know which DAOs, which protocol you're getting paid, and which platform you're using, so that we know the community are already there and we can prioritize those integration with those partners.
Awesome. Daniel, do you want to do the closing honors?
Yeah, just thank you so much, everybody, for joining. If you have any recommendations about a better time that would work for this call, then you can just send the message in one of the channels, and then we'll share the recording as well afterwards. So anybody who wasn't able to join would be able to listen to that. And if you do have any more questions, just reach out to the team and we're more than happy to answer them. Great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. See you next call.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.